Hi, this is Doc Bradley, Pinhead from the Hellraiser movies, and you're watching Death Curse Society. You better keep watching, or I will tear your soul apart.
Just in the middle of a dream, I was kissing Valentino by a crystal blue Italian stream. But I can't be late, 'cause then I guess I just won't get paid. These are the days when you wish your bed was already made. It's just another manic Monday. It was Sunday, 'cause that's my fun day. I don't have to run day. It's just another manic Monday. I wish it was Sunday, 'cause that's my fun day. It's just another manic Monday.
Woo! What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is time for another Monday Maniacs from Death Curse Society. I'm Red Crank. I got the Colonel and Zigzag, a very dejected Colonel.
Yes.
You gonna be all right this week?
Well, there's one thing for sure. We know we're not.
We're going to the fucking Super Bowl!
Not this year.
You weren't supposed to. You weren't supposed to run that.
It's all right. Like I said, we discussed it a bit before we came on the air, and I think Colonel's going to be okay. I think he realizes that, there was a lot that was wrong with the way that game was officiated. There was a whole lot.
We're just jumping right into it.
Yeah. I mean, let's get it out of the way. We got to move on from this because who wants to fucking stare at a corpse? You know what I'm saying? They're gone. They're done. Fucking season's over.
All right.
Yeah, there was one bonehead play that we really, really can look to, though, and very selfish. That guy's going to have a tough off season, but hopefully he can bring the motivation back and fuel the Cincinnati Bengals back to the AFC Championship next year.
And the shitty part is, up until that point, that was probably the best game he's played all season. He was balling out the entire game till then.
I wonder if in his head when it was happening, it was going, no.
Well, no, he came out and said he didn't realize where they were at on the field. He was just trying to get him out of bounds. Little did he realize he was already out of bounds.
Mahomes, he looked like he baited him right into it. And looked like he turned around and said, oh, you just cost yourself the game, or something. He had some little cute remark.
Oh, I'm sure he fucking did. But I'll be honest, I was taking it pretty hard last night. I was pretty pissed.
Yeah.
Some bad calls, some bad missed calls. But you know what, dude? Like I said, being a lifelong Bengals fan, I never once thought I'd even see the Bengals in the AFC Championship game or Super Bowl, let alone back-to-back years. It was fun, man. It was fun. We'll see what happens. It's hard to get back, so who knows if they'll ever get back. But
I'm just telling you that hunger. Let me just contrast it for you a bit. 1995, the Detroit Red Wings make the Stanley Cup Finals, are swept in 4 games. The next year, they make the conference finals against arch rivals, Colorado Avalanche. Lost it in 6 games. Out. The mission's over. What the hell? All this fight, all this hunger, all that bullshit, nothing. 97. That was their year, bro. And then it was a run. It started a 25-year run then. Not that I'm looking at a Cincinnati Bengal 25 years of domination or anything, but I'm just saying. Sometimes it takes a little bit to get everything right.
I don't know. Well, you got to remember, this is Joe Burrow's 3rd season. Shortened the rookie season, tore ACL. Super Bowl his 2nd season. AFC Championship his 3rd season.
He's one of the greats. He's going to be. He will end up a Hall of Fame quarterback, so we just got to, again, I mean, here's a Lions fan fucking consoling you. What the fuck? What's going on here, man?
I was going to say this, and we'll drop the subject and move on. I'm not watching the fucking Super Bowl. I'm being completely honest. I'm not watching that shit. I'm just going to watch some horror movies and enjoy my fucking night. Football season is officially done. DCS Sports is out. I'm done till September for DCS Sports.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You all right there, Crankster? We're back. Huh?
Oh, are we actually gonna do what we're supposed to be fucking doing? Okay.
Fuck you.
I'm just wondering. I'm straightening the shit on my wall back here just to get past the time.
Yeah, we do our diligence to the Colonel. It's done.
All right.
Come on, that's our boy.
And
He's hurting.
I'm not the only one either. She said, like Patricia says, it'll be okay, Colonel, but football chat's over. Let's talk horror movies.
Indeed.
All right.
Well,
yeah,
we got to talk football. I'm just fucking with
Oh,
that.
God damn it! No.
Maybe a football horror movie, huh?
All right. We got Faze. We got Faze in here. We got Tanya. We got Gory Tiger. He's back. We got Patricia, like I mentioned. BK says, "What's up, psychos?"
What is it?
BK was asking to have a wellness check done to you today, and I told him. Yeah, I told him the authorities came by. So you were okay. Your TV is shattered, but you were okay.
But it was all, sir, are you okay in there?
Fuck you!
That's all they heard, and they left.
I would believe that. Actually. Tarek's here. J-Dead's here. Says, I'm here for the coke and hookers. We got plenty of that for later, so stick around. He also says there will be no Icky Shuffle this year.
There will not.
All right. We're going to be talking about our thoughts on the new movie Infinity Pool from director Brandon Cronenberg here in just a few minutes. But we actually got a full month of stuff lined up for you in the coming days. Next week, we're going to be doing, of course, our favorite thing to do when we get a chance to do it. And, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to run this promo because I went ahead and loaded it. I'm going to run this fucking promo.
Hello. Do you want to play a game?
I would like to welcome you to Death Curse Society's Curse Your Luck, ladies and
Oh my god.
Oh,
Shit.
Bootblade wheelchair-bound Marty Coleslaw, an 85 Silver Bullet.
Here we go. 3,000 in a spin out of the gate. And stop. I'm done. I'm out. I'm leaving. Can't do this anymore.
Glass.
There it is, folks. That's what you're playing for next week right there. A unwrapped Terrifier 2 Steelbook sent to you straight the next day from me. It's going to be great.
Did you say unwrapped?
It's unwrapped, yeah.
That's not unwrapped. I'm telling you right now. He probably opened it up.
No, it's got
Opened
the...
it, resealed it in the vacuum thing.
I got my own, motherfucker. Calm down. No, this is completely sealed and everything. So,
All right, folks, listen.
Eat my dick, Colonel.
We were pretty much booked for Christian
I
Love.
ain't fucking nothing in Steelbook.
We had contestants galore, but since we moved it, we had to move it a little bit away from the original date when everyone agreed. A couple of these guys can't make it. We've got spots, folks, and we need to fill them before next Monday. So, I'm talking to you members. I'm talking to you folks just diving in and watching. You need a Terrifier 2 Steelbook on your shelf. Don't act like you don't.
That's right.
We got one. And all you got to do is come in and flex your trivia. And that doesn't even matter. You could be the simpleton of horror trivia. The board doesn't matter. The board don't care anything about that. The board
decides
what it wants. Right. So line up, folks. Get on here tonight. Get in the comments right now. Whatever you need to do.
There you go.
There you go.
Patricia says she wants in. I want that damn steelbook.
Listen, we may have to bring in a couple of members for this one. It's got to happen this time. We're not bumping it again. So, you want to play? You want to win?
Here we go. J Dead as well. He says that actually looks fun as hell. I'm in.
All right.
So
next Monday, we need computer, headphones, microphone.
Not Michigan Internet.
Not Michigan Internet. Is mine bad again right now?
No, not yet. It will be.
No one's on tonight. Everybody had shit going on, so it's like it's just me. So we will see if this makes a difference.
Please give it time. Give it time.
I'm sure my son will sneak in there and be all.
It'll fuck up. Anyway, yes, Curse Your Luck is next week. The week after that, we're doing our top 5 of 1975 on February 13th. That may change. I'll be honest with you. We're still working on trying to get somebody to come in and join us, but that is scheduled for the 13th for now. On the 20th, of course, you guys know, but I love this promo so much. Coming the 20th. Yeah. I'm gonna kill as much time as your football talk did. Boo.
It's going to be so much fun.
God damn. Yeah, straighten your pictures, asshole. It's all right.
Because we already seen that promo 1,000 fucking times in 2 weeks. I
three times.
We may see it 1,000 more before it actually
we got
happens.
3 more weeks to go before we play it, so get used to it.
I should be clean, son.
I'm excited.
Tarek even says, I'm Michigan Internet and considering applying. I want that book.
He's, you know what? Like I said, just the way...
Has he played before?
He has played. He's a winner. He's a previous winner.
Oh, that's right.
Remember, he won the controversial, the guy had the last spin, and it got him on the last spin. That might have been the one where you said, that's it, I'm done.
That was the one I walked out on. Yeah, that was heartbreaking, man. All right, before we get into Infinity Pool, let me thank our members. If you want to figure out how to become a member, go to our website at deathcursesociety.com. Check out the join page, figure out what tier you'd like. Join up on there, send us a few bucks a month. You get some cool perks from us and some other stuff from time to time. But thanks to our final girls and guys, Chris, Lorena, Christy, Patricia, Tanya, and Tyrone. Our crazy Ralph Raymond, and our camp counselors, S. Michael, Stacy Lynn, Orlando, Kiara, and Dave.
By the way, members, you're getting your sneak preview of the Silent Night, Deadly Night, the board game unboxing coming up, absolutely coming up this week. So watch your members page here. I just gotta add one little touch to it, but had a lot of fun making it, and hope you enjoy it. You're gonna get a look first. So if you guys read the litmus test, if it sucks, maybe you public people won't see it, man. Fuck.
That's right. Let him know so he can take it off and maybe redo it or whatever. But yes, from director Brandon Cronenberg, yes, the son of David Cronenberg, comes the tale Infinity Pool. James and M. Foster are enjoying an all-inclusive beach vacation in the fictional island of Latoka when a fatal accident exposes the resort's perverse subculture of hedonistic tourism, reckless violence, and surreal horrors. Ziggy, you went to see this just mere hours ago, so it's fresh on your mind.
Yeah.
Initial thoughts on Infinity Pool, sir?
You know, I'm a bit angry because I wanted to see this like Friday, Saturday at the latest, just so I could have a couple of days to percolate on it, man, because wow. I mean, it is fucking out there, man. There is a ton of shit coming at you, and it's coming at you from all directions, all at the same time. However, there's an entertaining story going on within it. a little bit of a disappointing ending, but overall, I am entertained by it. And in 2 days, I could be really pissed. Or after talking to these two guys, because they've had a couple of days. We'll see. Overall, I'm saying just walking out of the theater 45 minutes ago, I was okay. I'm satisfied with that to a point.
All right. Colonel, on the complete reverse of that, you were the first one to see it due to having an unexpected day off on Friday. And you went in early in the morning to the theaters to check this out. So your initial thoughts?
Initial thoughts was like, fuck yeah, I'm the only one in the theater. That's awesome.
Me too.
And then the movie started. I went into this pretty fucking cold, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, out the fucking freezer cold. And I kind of knew I was in for a fucking disorienting ride when you got your opening credits and all that, and the camera's doing all those twists and turns and shit. This isn't giving you guys spoilers. It's like, okay, they're trying to disorient you right from the fucking start. What kind of story are we going to get into? And I really enjoyed the story as I went. You know, like any other movie, hills and valleys at certain points. And I walked out of the theater kind of going, what the fuck did I just watch? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. We'll find out later tonight. But yeah, it was what the fuck was that?
It's, I guess you can't fall too far from the Cronenberg family tree.
No.
And when I was younger, I was not a huge fan of most of Cronenberg's films. I enjoyed The Fly. The rest of them that I did see when I was younger, they went over my head. I'll admit it. I wasn't at that critical, wide range of thinking at the time. But as I've grown and gotten older and started to watch more of his stuff, his stuff grew on me. And I started really watching some of his back catalog and everything else, and I got to enjoy it. But I also understood a lot more about what he was trying to say with his certain films. This one, I'd seen the trailer. I knew it was going to be fucking weird. But primarily, I think we all wanted to see it for Mia Goth. And she definitely gave it her all in this one. Is it a better performance than Pearl? We'll get into that in a little bit. But initial thoughts for me was, somebody asked me almost immediately after I saw it, oh, well, what'd you think? I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know. And they're like, what do you mean? You just saw it. And I was like, yeah, but I'm still processing this. I don't know what I think yet. And I spent the majority of today just kind of going over the entire movie again in my head. I wanted to actually go see it again before tonight, but I didn't get a chance to. And I just went through the movie in my head again, and it's still, this is one of those movies I don't think I could ever recommend to anyone unless I know for sure they're into this kind of weird storytelling. But the general moviegoer in public, I don't think I could ever recommend this to them. It's that out there. Is that a statement you would agree with, Colonel?
No, most definitely. I mean, knowing that it's Cronenberg's son, I kind of had an idea what to expect.
Right.
I knew it was going to be fucking weird. I'll just say it. I knew it was going to be fucking weird. And it was. But you're right. I mean, unless you're a fan of Cronenberg's work or like movies where you kind of get to draw your own conclusions, like your own adventure book, if you don't like those, you're not going to like this movie. I'll be completely honest. I really don't think you will.
There were definitely, like a choose your own adventure book, there were definitely several paths that could have been taken by the filmmakers that weren't. And I have kind of, while I was breaking it down today, I did kind of fantasize about what would it have been like if this turn had been taken or that turn had been taken. And that kind of made me like the movie a little bit more. But Ziggy, the storyline, what would you say was the overall theme of the storyline?
If you're rich enough and evil enough, there's a place for you out there that you could flourish. That's a basic, blank, generic response.
Yeah.
um,
I expected nothing less.
But see, the thing is, when it gets to the end, and I thought I had something, but then it didn't take that. It didn't go that way. So I don't know if I was right or not. That's the thing. I'm still thinking. These are the things I'm trying to process. Now, certain points I saved, and I was kind of like, okay, I gotta come back to this. There's too much happening right now for me to focus on that, but I'm not going to forget that. And it's basically, like, who is it? You know what I'm saying?
That's part of it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I know what you're saying.
But,
is it
but
live?
Tells.
Is it live or is it Memorex?
There's tells. You got to look at the scars and the wounds on the people.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I noticed.
Yeah. Colonel, what about you? Would you agree with Ziggy that was the overall theme? And if it was, what was one of the subplots or sub-themes that you caught?
Well, yeah, I agree with Zag to an extent. I mean, this movie is definitely about, if you have the money, what levels of debauchery and hedonism are we willing to get into?
Yeah, hedonism.
And it's funny because I did kind of think this watching the movie. I was waiting for $1 Million Man to pop out and be like, I'm rich and you're not. There was a fucking wrestling stick. Because it would have fucking fit in perfect.
Actually, it would have. It would have, yeah.
It would have. So, like I said, you got that pretty much. Well, how amount of money, but also it's a moral story too. It's
right
how far you're willing to go if you had this kind of freedom, for lack of a better word, right now. So it's about more. It's really just a story about morals, man. Like, where are you willing to go as a human being if you have access to do whatever the fuck you want to do, practically with a little slap on the wrist. It's
or the fact that you could pay your way out of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's a better way to say it. But that's the point. You start to see it's not affecting certain people as much as others. Like this whole process, and that's what this is about.
Right.
I think in the end, so which obviously how it totally ends. They want more. They want more.
Yeah.
They want more. That's why that happened.
I think time-wise, this almost came out at the perfect time. He's been I guess he started writing this in 2014. Brandon Cronenberg did, is what I had read earlier today. And, finding the right cast, finding the right producers and studios to partner with him to get this made and out took some time because it is kind of it seems like a hard pill to swallow in effect. But you guys have nailed both of the main themes that I kind of saw in it, and an additional kind of sub-theme that I kind of caught, which goes along with this, included like a peer pressure kind of thing. And, join the club because we're kind of the cool kids and all these other fucking people are not. So you want to be with us, with the elites. Why don't you? Regardless how we treat you, if you do decide to back away from us, even a little bit, it's kind of got that bullying effect and frat house mentality in a way, if you want to go that far. But with what's going on in the world right now, I don't want to get into it because that opens up a whole other scheme of things. But the powerful and the elite and the rich are getting away with a bunch of shit that they shouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
But everybody has a price.
They didn't really, thankfully it didn't go too heavy into political allegiances or who represents who, thankfully. And they didn't need to.
No, they didn't. And they kept it personal with this.
Right.
So, there was one other thing I kind of noticed, and I don't know if this was intentional or not, But to me, this almost seemed like a pretty personal movie for Brandon Cronenberg, because the main character is a writer who has written a not very successful book. Oh, go ahead.
No, just one.
One book.
Yeah, he's just written one book, right? 6 years previous, and has not had anything come to him that he thought was good enough to write a second book, a follow-up. So I don't know. There was like a movie that Brandon did back in 2014 that I can't think of right now, and then it took 6 years for him to come up and produce Possessor, which was his latest film before this one. So I don't know if that had any kind of like personal tell on his point or not, but I thought that might be some kind of story there. So I kind of felt that a little bit. And
I found some homages to some other previous works, including one of his dad's.
Oh, yeah. Well, the character of James, though, I thought, was that feeling of, am I elite enough because I'm the son of one of the most acclaimed filmmakers of all time in this genre, and especially in this subgenre? Or, am I good enough to be with this group? Or, that kind of feeling I got from James's character as kind of a mirror to Brandon a lot. So I don't know if you guys thought about any of that or not, but
whatever you say, nerd, because I sure as fuck did.
I just, obviously he's got his dad's kinky twist eye, you know what I mean? But his style of shooting and his shot choices and compositions are vastly different from his dad's that way. You know what I mean? That's where he varies.
The film is beautiful to look at, and it's very engaging.
Yeah.
There's a hallucination scene that gets pretty wild, and some things there are a lot of things in the movie that you're just kind of like, was that necessary?
Could have done without that. Yeah.
Don't need to see that, but let me hit a couple comments and then we'll move on. But Carrie's here. Welcome, Carrie. She said, Tarek says, I like a good mind breaker. I think I'm going to like this film. You might.
You're going to like this one.
Ziggy knows you a little more personally, so I would take his judgment on that. So
it's just keeps you guessing. Keeps you, you know what I mean? You can't really pinpoint what the fuck's happening. That's why you're experiencing it.
Right.
And that, here we are afterwards and trying to. I'm fucking totally like going, processing. It's fucking nuts.
And we still don't know.
We don't know.
Carrie wants to know, Twin Peaks season 3 weird?
Right.
Yeah, in a way. Yeah, maybe not episode 8 of season 3, but.
All right, Tommy, settle down.
Season 2, episode 11. No, I saw something reference episode 8 recently. That's the only reason why I remember it. But no, it's bizarre for sure. J-Dead says, I think I saw the prequel. It was called Epstein Island.
Yeah, I was fucking laughing my ass off since that comment. That's a good one. I wish I said that.
It's pretty close. It's pretty close. And J-Dad also says,
in this house,
we choose our own adventures.
I've been floating over that for the last 5 minutes. So, yeah, been just about to bust that, tie it in there. But that was great. Thank you, Jim.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Side note, we got to watch that this week, Zach.
We're going to have to. And then we might have
Jesus.
to have a Skinamarink little special here, a little side video just for us to really add our 2 cents to this coffee bag here. We'll see.
Yeah, see where I fucked up was I was talking to about a buddy at work when we had a meeting today. Don't get me started on that. I'll take you guys off air. Kind of shit the French are putting me through tomorrow. I was talking about that movie. He was like, yeah, I'm checking on Shudder. He's like, oh yeah, what's it called? I was like, I couldn't remember the name of it. I was like, Stinkfist? He's like, dude, that's a Tool album, isn't it? I was like, it is.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I don't know.
Ah, the French.
I was waiting for that.
Yes.
Here we go. Patricia says, I don't know if any of you ever watched the Pantera home video where they used to pay people to do some really bizarre stuff. It was great. Money goes a long way. This film definitely lets you know that money can go a long way. That's for sure.
Well,
did you guys see the Pantera stuff she's talking about? 'Cause
I have, yes.
Oh yeah, I saw my Pantera 3 VHS somewhere.
Those are great, and I have Dime Vision, which came out like right when he died. You know, they capitalized on it right away. Of course, I fucking bought one, and 2 of those wristbands that they were. Remember the Itch a Pull wristbands, Colonel? Did you ever get those?
No.
Oh my God, everybody had them. But yes, Pantera. Yes, it was good stuff. Those are good videos. But this is a little different than that.
Way different. But if I ever see anybody picking their ear, sometimes I'm like 3, and they don't have no idea what I'm referencing. So it kind of sucks.
Fair enough.
Maybe that's our
not a
maybe that's our
Pantera fan.
gag for Horror Hound. Anybody, time one of us are digging our ears back 3, just keep fucking walking.
Well, that'll be our test at Horror Hound, yeah.
Yes.
J-Dead says, I might check it out this weekend. It sounds interesting enough. I think it's worth a watch, honestly. And we are probably going to get into a few spoilers here in a little bit, but I don't want to necessarily get into too much. So,
There's a couple of plot-centric points that matter.
yeah. Well, we'll worry about that here in a
Get a
minute.
spoiler alert.
Yeah. Faye says, I ended up skipping this one, but sometimes I like strange movies. I may give it a try.
You'll like this one too, FaZe.
Stick with us. We'll see what you think. S&M says, I think it's pretty awesome that Stephen King's son and now Cronenberg's son are carrying on their dad's legacies. I hope they continue to grow and thrive in the business. That is a good point, you know.
I think this is just good enough to where it'll warrant more films. It'll get him some more bank, some more budget to make other films too. So yeah,
Well,
I don't think he's going anywhere with this.
Now, David did kind of try to go more commercial in his mid and later years with like The Fly and then with History of Violence and some of those films. Do you think Brandon will as well in 5 to 10 years?
No, I'm sure. I mean,
What you want?
let's be honest. How many directors that direct horror movies start directing horror movies and just want to stick with horror movies? I mean, that's probably like a 50-50 split. Some people just kind of get pigeonholed into the genre, and other people just like, fuck it, I want to do this. That's all I want to make.
The greats can go anywhere, man. Raimi, Carpenter, they've all done outside horror plenty.
All right. Let's talk a little bit about the performances. Fuck it. Mia Goth. Holy shit. As Gabby. Colonel, what was it you sent to me as soon, like halfway through the movie?
All right. This is going to make me sound sexist as fuck, but I don't care. She is not that pretty. But Jesus Christ, she is sexy as fuck, dude. I don't know what it is. This is like my new celebrity crush. Like she don't only have that girl next door factor to her. She just the way she carries herself when she's acting. It's just the confidence and everything, man. It's just kind of gets my, no pun intended, crank moving a little bit watching her. But
Why you gotta go there?
Because you're like the pervy one out of the 3 of us. Everybody knows this. I seen them tied up in the back of your place before. I thought they were off camera, but they weren't. I'm no snitch. I just ain't gonna say nothing. But no, I think her performance is great. Now, as you mentioned, is her performance as strong as she was in X or Pearl? No. I mean, I think she still had a great performance, but this is probably the weakest performance I've seen her in the past 3 movies. Obviously.
Nope. I thought we were about to.
Were you pokering me?
No, I thought we were about to lose Ziggy. I was going to be like, ooh, shitty Michigan internet.
I'm here, man. I was just pondering.
No, your screen went black on mine for a minute.
Oh, it did?
Oh, it went black. He never cut out on mine. I thought you were just doing the poker thing to me, trying to phase me out, fake me out. I'm talking. I'm like, what?
No.
It worked. What the fuck are you doing?
No, I'm sorry, man.
That's okay.
Thought he was about to dip. Yeah, I agree. I don't think this was nearly as good as her performance in Pearl at all. But It's a different character, and she pulls it off really fucking well. But that's one of the things about these characters. None of these characters are likable people.
Oh, fuck no.
None of them. I mean,
one character I liked. One
who?
character. It was the dude's fucking wife, just because I felt sorry for her.
M?
Yeah, she seemed like a good ass woman, man. He's out there doing all this bullshit behind her back when she's bankrolling everything. What the fuck?
But I didn't like her because she took every opportunity she could to throw him under the bus. Like when they're at the dinner with Gabby and her husband, you know, and they're like, well, how did you afford to come here, or whatever they ask, and she just jumps in and is like, well, he married rich, you know, and just jumped in and was like, oh yeah, he could never afford to be here if it wasn't for me, basically. And she treated him like shit all the time.
Comparing her to the rest of the fucking cast, she's like golden, man.
Still not a fan of any of these people. But Ziggy, your take on Mia Goth?
Oh yeah, I love Mia Goth. I mean, she, you know, I see what Colonel's saying is she's not like your typical pin-up 10, whatever the hell that is, whatever the standards are these days. But she is just, after seeing her now, what is this, the third movie we've seen her in? And
definitely the third.
Yeah,
we've seen
like
her, but probably more.
one's coming, and she's here. She's crashed like a fucking comet in the horror world, and she's a scream queen on the rise to be dealt with. I hope she keeps going with this stuff, and especially these fucking odd, weird roles. You nailed it, Crank. This is something she's not done before, like in Pearl or X, and I factored that in when I was watching this. So, and it is good though, and yeah, she's super hot, man. I like her. I just like this girl. I like the way she acts. Her voice is a bit annoying in this one at times, but and did you guys have any problems like dissecting the accents at certain points of that movie? Some of those accents were fucking with me hard, you know, and I was like, I don't know what she just said.
I wasn't even worried about that. There were so many other distractions going on.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You're like,
that wasn't a thing.
You can't dwell on anything in this.
Well, I mean, I think intentionally, at the point, one of the things you may be talking about, intentionally, she changed her voice midway through.
Well, yes, that I'm down with. You know, I got to look that up and see if that's a real thing, what they were doing. But I think that's made up too. But we'll see.
One of the other movies that she was in that I've heard people talk about that I should see is, and I don't know if it's a horror film per se, but is A Cure for Wellness. I've heard she put on a really good performance in that one. And it looks like, according to IMDb, she was in the remake of Suspiria back in 2018. So
has to be a smaller role.
Yeah. I enjoyed the shit out of her in this. I thought she's one of those people that when she's on screen, you can't take your eyes off of her. She chews up the scenery so well, and in a good way, not in a distracting, like overbearing kind of way. She does it very well, and I think that's just due to her talent. I mean, she's super fucking talented, and this is early in her career. We're gonna have Mia Goth in films for decades, guys. So welcome to the beginning of what is probably going to be a fantastic career. And for those of you getting all pissed off and bent out of shape that she didn't get nominated for an Academy Award in Pearl, okay, we get it, but the Academy has never really paid any attention hardly to horror, besides a few exceptions.
Then they don't consider it horror.
Right.
So
right.
That's not a horror movie.
Right. Well, half the people didn't consider Pearl a horror movie, so
that's true. She acted her ass off. Axe or Pearl.
Right.
Yeah.
But don't worry, she will get her due. I call it right within the next 10 years, she will get an Academy Award. I'm calling it right now. It may take 10 years, but I think she's going to be pigeonholed a lot into the horror genre for a little while until she can break out.
She don't.
She'll get it for her playing Nancy in the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street.
That's a terrible prediction, and no.
So is yours. Sam.
J-Dead says spoil away. I'm not going to read the rest of that, but man, sorry. It looks like you got a pretty decent sense of humor about it, but I understand, dude. I get you. S&M, I'm going to come back to that question. Carrie says, we'll look out for Infinity Pool. She says there's something that you can't shake off about Mia. That's another thing. Her performances stick with you after they're gone, like after you're out of the movie. I think you were going to say something about that, Ziggy.
Well, I was going to say it doesn't matter. Like there are several shots of groups of people, and your eyes, you'll go right to her every time, and she's in different spots every time, and it's just she's a treasure we just discovered. It's great. I hope she keeps it going, and I hope she does some more crazy ass goofy shit like this because this is perfect.
Well, I have a bad feeling she's going to be kind of stuck in these roles. They're not going to just offer her, like, Kate Winslet in Titanic. They're not going to offer roles like that.
We got to see what happens with.
She might, man. Just saying. I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis, all she did was horror movies when she first started, too. Now, granted, Mia Goth is a way better actress than Jamie Lee Curtis.
But also, let's remember that Jamie Lee Curtis showed her tits in Trading Places, too. So that helped put her career onto a different level.
Mia Goth gave us the whole fucking show.
Wow. We did get quite a show in this one, but not in a multi-billion-dollar comedy. So keep that in mind. Tarek says, studio, so who's going to be the protagonist? Brandon Cronenberg. The what? Let's explore that for a second, because the protagonist is there. James is clearly the protagonist in this, I believe, but that switches.
I was going to
at
say
some point.
He's both.
Yeah, that switches at some point. So
I was about to disagree with you.
Ziggy, jump in. Well, disagree with me. What were you going to say?
Go to Colonel, because I'm in a equipment problem here.
All right.
All right, so we're going to talk about his performance.
Yeah, Alexander Skarsgård as James.
All right. I was going to say the Skarsgårds. How many of these fuckers are there, dude? It's like
too many.
The Arquettes and the fucking Baldwins. There's way too many of these fuckers. I can't keep up.
Keeping up with the Skarsgårds.
Breed fucking less. There's enough people on this planet. As much as I want to say I didn't like his performance, I think he did a really good job, because I fucking hated this guy.
Better than Tarzan.
Yeah, like he did a good fucking job.
Wait, was he Tarzan?
I have no clue.
I don't either.
You guys suck. Yes, he was.
Okay.
That's how bad it was. It was out of theaters in like 4 days or something.
Oh, I haven't seen the Tarzan movie since like
Tarzan movie I've seen is a Disney one, dude.
One of the worst depictions of a Tarzan movie ever. Worse than Greystoke. No, that one's good. I like that one with Christopher Lambert.
Okay.
Back on track.
Yep.
Yeah, back on track. Christopher Lambert's awesome in Highlander. But no, man, like I say, he acted his ass off, and he portrayed just his actions, when you can really tell he's really questioning himself, like, what the fuck did I do? Was so believable, and that kind of just really sucked me in, like, as we're going into the end of the second act into the third one. Like, that's the one time where, well, I'll definitely say my attention kind of went off Mia Goth for a little bit, and my fucking chauvinistic pig, and it was like just watching him, I was like, man, he did a really good job. Even if he did play Tarzan and I was unaware of the fact.
I absolutely agree. And one of the things, and this may be his acting choice or a combination, or Brandon's directing choice, one of the two, three, but a lot of actors would have tried to overact this and would have tried to been bigger than Skarsgård was in this. The fact that he kept it subtle and the fact that he kept it restrained and really was just kind of very low key about his acting decisions and portraying the harshness of what his decisions were putting him through, that kind of stuff. The fact that he kept it low key, I appreciated so much through this film, because you didn't want him overacting. You didn't want any of these people overacting until that third act, when shit gets really fucking wild, and then you have Mia Goth just switch characters on James, so weirdly, but it works. So
Ziggy? never did any of you two ever think that we were getting like an Us situation?
We kind of did, in a way.
Yeah, because really didn't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying now, and that's what I'm getting at. Is it, what am I doing, or is it, whoa?
Well, and that's another theme of the movie. Like,
and it's almost like I guess, an intentional red herring, but in a clever way. Because it doesn't really. Well, they don't really tell you. They don't really fucking let you out. Aside from, you got to pay attention again to wounds and stuff that happen to the actors. The only plain way I can say it without fucking it up.
Right. But that's another underlying theme to the movie. I mean, like, what does it take to make a person human in a way? Like, what is it about our humanity that makes us human? Because I think a lot of people, in certain respects, let go of that humanity now, especially in the age of social media. There are people that barely talk to anybody in person, but then will have this entire alter ego on social media, which is ironic for us, because here we are as an alter ego on YouTube and everything right now. But
I keep it 100. What you like to say nowadays?
Well, you keep it 99 because you're the one that insisted that we use fake names. So.
Right.
Hey, fuck you, buddy.
So we'll go there for that at least. But yeah, this movie's layers upon layers upon layers, and that's why I want to go and see it again, because I'm sure on a second viewing, maybe even a third viewing, you're going to peel that onion back, that glass onion. You're going to peel it back, and there's going to be more and more underneath it.
Stop. Yeah, that was a good one.
One of the best horror movies of 2022.
That's right.
Thank you. I got to the glass onion reference of the week.
We got one for you too, Colonel.
Fuck you!
There we go. All right. Ready to move on. Here we go.
All right. Let me get back to S&M's question up here. He says, how would you compare this one to Crimes of the Future? Is Junior in danger of being too derivative of Dad? Would you say this is too similar to the elder Cronenberg's work, or is Brandon carving out his own kind of niche? Have you seen, first question actually, have either of you guys seen Possessor that he did in 2020?
No.
I have not.
I did see the latter, though.
The Crimes of the Future?
Yes.
Okay.
I haven't seen Crimes of the Future either, so I'm kind of...
Okay, so Ziggy, this question's for you then. How would you compare this?
I absolutely, this film would really relate to Crimes of the Future in a way, I think. Have you seen it, Crank?
It could be in the same world. I could see that.
But I think this is a better film, this one. This Infinity Pool is a better film and a much, much more fascinating story.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, here's my opinion, because I could not finish Crimes of the Future.
It was hard. It's a hard fucking watch, man.
I got maybe an hour into it, and I was just like, I can't do this anymore, man. Maybe an hour and 15. I just couldn't do it anymore. And it wasn't because it was too gross or too... It was just... I was bored. I was incredibly, incredibly bored.
It does pay off. I mean, but I understand totally what you're saying. It is a hard fucking watch, dude. It's like ass rubber. You're sitting there going, Colonel likes to say, how long did it take before I picked up my phone? You're probably going to pick up your phone during Crimes of the Future a couple times. Just the way it is.
But to answer your second question, S&M, is he in danger of being too derivative? They're close,
Well,
But I think he's moving off slightly on his own fork in the road a little bit. Ziggy, yes.
I think we need more evidence. I think we need to see more evidence before we can make that decision on it. Make that, let's see some more work before we drop that hammer.
Right.
The jury's still out. There we go. I had to say something.
Thank you.
I have not seen Possessor either, but I did put it on my watch list because it is definitely going to be seen sometime this week, just so I have something to compare his works to. And I'll try to watch Crimes of the Future again too, but I'll be honest, guys, I don't think I can get through that one.
And I like Viggo Mortensen, man. That's fuck. But I don't know. That's not that I wouldn't put that up amongst Cronenberg's best either. There's 10 movies I would pick before watching that one.
And if you guys are curious what our 10 favorite Cronenberg movies are, be sure to go back and check out our top 5 list of David Cronenberg films.
We did do a top 5 of him.
I think we did. We did.
Yeah,
because
for a fact we did.
We had Craig on with us because he's a Cronenberg nut.
Oh, that's right, Craig Dream.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're there at shit. I'm not going to think of their podcast now.
Morbidly part of. Is he?
They're on the Morbidly Beautiful podcast network.
Yeah,
that we can tell you.
All right, let me hit a couple of comments here. Patricia says the trailer for this movie looks insane. Yeah. It's an hour and 52 minutes of insane or something like that, so get ready. I like bizarre movies, so I'll be checking this one out. Plus, I really love Mia Goth. I feel like she gives us something different from other actresses. I don't know if she gives us... yeah, she does, but she's also better than most. I'll just say that. She's just a better actress than most that we see, especially in the horror genre. So... Are you okay there, Ziggy? What the fuck? You look like you're throwing up in your mouth or something. What's going on?
You didn't see
taking the feed us fucking baby birds and got it.
Yeah. What the fuck is going on over there? You all right?
He's like, I got a new parakeet.
All right. I guess
still
he's
processing this movie.
All right. Here we go. Nikita jumped in. Welcome, Nikita. She says Alexander Skarsgård was in Robert Eggers' The Northman last year. He was good in that. Eggers is doing the Nosferatu 1920 horror remake this year. Yes, I like Robert Eggers. I have not had a chance to sit down and watch The Northman either because I have a feeling I have to be in the right frame of mind for that. And I don't smoke. Well, I don't smoke. I don't smoke that. Yeah. But I will check that out soon.
I got on. Skarsgård was cool watching him in True Blood when he was in there. That's where I first started watching him and
he wasn't
appreciating his work.
Really, I thought he was going to say he's pretty good at Tarzan.
Or was it Bill? Was Bill the one in True Blood?
No, it was Alexander.
It was Alexander.
Yeah. Nikita says, but I think I like his brother Bill a little more. I get that. Tarek says, I guess you could say Skarsgård is good, but he also knows the right time to dial it back. Yes.
And again, we're trying not to fuck it up. We could drop some stuff that would mess up some of the plot for you, and then you know what I mean? Just because it matters. It's not really spelled out for you what's happening with
not at all.
At all. So I mean, it's up to you. So
choose your own adventure.
I liked it. Is it real or is it memorized? That's good. Thank you.
J-Dad says, there's a Skarsgård for every phase of the moon. That's a good one. Nikita says, I think Bill has more of a star quality or that X factor, as they say. I can tell from the John Wick 4 promos he's going to say that role. He's going to slay that role, I think is what she means. And it's going to be huge for him. Yeah, absolutely. I saw that trailer also in this film, I believe. So looks pretty good. Tarek says Infinity Pool sounds a lot like The Cure for wellness to me, story-wise. So I'll check that out. Faye says you guys are definitely more caricatures rather than alter egos on the show. Okay, I can accept that.
Yeah, amplified versions of what we are.
More robust versions, yeah.
Couldn't do this in the one station I was at where Lan would have known me best. Couldn't be this character there.
No. You couldn't do this on radio.
99.1 WFMK. The best
Go
song,
fuck yourself.
the best variety. And coming up, we're going to be sucking dick around the clock.
Join us right now on WDCS.
Faye says there's going to be a Nosferatu remake.
Yes.
Very interesting. I'm looking forward to that. Yes. I'm very excited for that one. I hope it's good. All right. Nikita says there's a reason Crimes of the Future was a complete washout at the box office. Most didn't even know it was in theaters.
I had no fucking clue until it was like,
Yeah, I remember that.
I did.
It showed up on demand almost. It was real fast. I was like,
Oh,
what?
Like
Already?
less than 2 weeks after it
I was like,
released
sweet.
here.
I put it on and then I was like, oh. After you watch it, you're like, yeah, I get it. And again, Cronenberg's been kind of laying low for many a year now, too, before
Right.
he came out with that one. So
Right. Tarek says, if you had done that on radio, Ziggy, you would have been blacklisted, but the instant hero of a generation.
Do you remember when the midday guy, I don't want to say his name, but his mic broke and stayed live even though the light was off? And like a salesman went in the studio and you hear him going right on mic going, fuck you, you fucking motherfucker. You fucking asshole. And then finally he's like, he goes, what?
Why are the phones lighting up?
The button's off. The button's off. Oh, man, I'm screwed. Oh, man. And then it just goes completely silent. I think Ray Marshall ran in there and unplugged the fucking thing, man. Fabulous. There you go. There's a story for two people. Funny though. Very funny to hear over not being at work, and that came out over the airwaves on regular about 2:42 in the afternoon.
Midday, yeah.
Just a side note here, I always thought it was weird about this podcast is that all three of us have one way, shape, or form been involved in radio. So I know Zag, you was on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
I know Crank, you were. I know I went to school to be on the radio. So I changed my major because everybody's like, you got the voice for radio. It's like, yeah, I got the face for it too. And then
Exactly.
like, starting DJ salary, $15,000. I'm like, I'll have more than that in student loans. Piece the fuck out. I'm just going to take history courses. I'm going to do nothing with history. So
Mine was completely part-time, though. I knew it wasn't going to necessarily be a career thing for me. It was more of a side project of my main gig that I was starting.
I just started like 10 years too late, but I did take that first job in Lansing and it was $14,500 for the fucking year, man. So yeah. And I lived in fucking Westland, an hour and 10 minutes twice a day, 6 days a week.
You know what's funny? I think the starting pay has actually gone down lately.
I believe it. It's a dead fucking medium now, man. We're part of the problem, but I don't give a fuck. I love not having someone over my shoulder going, you can't say that.
I can say where the fuck
except me. Every now and then we're like, you can't. No, don't say that. Please don't say that.
Yeah, sometimes you got to bounce shit off the other guys, and it's like,
that might be too much. We can push the limits, but we can't go that far. All right. One more comment before we move on. Patricia says, did you hear that Dustin Ferguson is remaking Spider Baby?
Uh-oh. Colonel, I think you need to look into this. This could lead to an epic rant, really. If you,
I'm sure it could, but I'll be honest. Like you guys know, I love Spider Baby. It's literally my second favorite movie from the decade of the 60s. If they remake it, I'm not really going to be pissed. It's one of those movies where you can remake it. I think it'll be fine. It's a very, very cult fucking following. Just don't remake the fucking Monster Squad, then you will get a fucking rant.
All right, man.
Here's Colonel's review of the upcoming Spider Baby.
Fuck you! Probably.
I would say, he would step in and just go, you're gonna get a fog moment, like from me with that movie, the remake I will never name, if they do Spider Baby.
You just said the name though.
John Carpenter's though. I can mention his. I love that one. Yeah, but the remake can't be named of the same name.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Everybody's got a price.
All right. God damn it.
Next.
We should have gotten some $1 Million Man clips in here tonight, I guess.
I didn't know you could fucking do that.
I didn't either. All right. Let's dive into the story carefully if we can here. So, one of the things, the main thing that happens to this, like we mentioned in the synopsis, there is an accident, and Alexander Skarsgård character James is basically commits a crime. They leave the scene of the accident, but the cops are waiting for him the next day when he wakes up, and
which is very polite.
Yeah, that is nice. Oh, we'll give you the night. So there may be some slight spoilers in this. We are going to talk about a few of the scenes leading up to the third act and even the rise in the second act. But if you do need to leave, we understand. But he's given the option of, well, you seem to be from money, so you have two choices. Either you face this crime and you face execution, or you give us a few bucks and we'll take you to a cloning facility and they will execute your clone. And I love the fact that this country uses the execution format of letting a relative of the person you've killed come and kill you. That
totally ruined a script I wrote 20 years ago. That little bit of fucking plot that they just put in there spoiled my whole fucking script. So I'm throwing that one away, because that's exactly what it was about. But it was here, it's different stuff. But yes, this is what they do. The cloning thing should be. It's enough. It's like
see, that's what pissed me off. I wrote a script about cloning, dipping motherfuckers in crayon and making clones of them, and they did in this fucking movie.
Crayon?
This melted crayon, man. That's all it was.
I don't think this is as much of a spoiler because you see part of it in the trailer.
That's on our screen right now.
Right. That, but I mean the cloning is not a spoiler because it's in the trailers mostly. Was that? How did you feel about that story element and moving the story forward, Colonel? We'll start with you on this one.
I absolutely loved it, and just also side note, while watching the movie, I was the only one in the theater that laughed during the accident.
You were the only one in the theater.
I know.
Oh, okay.
But that was funny. It wasn't supposed to be, but it was fucking funny. No, I love the story to it because it opens up so many possibilities of, all right, how fucked up can this movie get? That's what I loved about it. It was it's like it lit the fuse on the fucking firecracker and he just threw that fucker out and just let it go the way it's going to fucking go. I really liked it. And minus the cloning part, it's real believable. I mean, even for our country, say you have enough money, you can get away with murder. I mean, come on, Vince Neil only did 30 days. And that's a very old reference, but I'm just saying, you got money, you can get away with anything. And what?
Wow.
It's true.
I know. It's true. I remember.
And, man, one of the family members killing people, that was a good fucking scene. Now,
that was a good scene.
Do I spoil this part or not? Because this is a part of it that I really liked. I'm going to spoil alert, fuck it.
Okay.
When you execute your clone, they make you watch. That's pretty much your punishment.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that. Because that's where you get from, okay, where are you going to go? Are this going to make you behave? Or are you going to be like, fuck it, I'm a fucking god. I can do whatever the fuck I want on this fucking island. So I think that's the main point where it splits, the morality story. Which way are you going to go?
Yeah. It's definitely a bizarre twist, and obviously it was needed for this story because there wasn't a whole lot more to tell there. I mean, if it was execution or cloning, and no, that could have been the end. But I enjoyed this. The cloning process was fucking bizarre, but like you said, dipping in crayons or whatever. I'm glad it was original and something visual that we could see though, and then also, of course, getting into James's head while he's going through that and seeing the hallucinations he's going through and all of that were kind of interesting. But Ziggy, what do you think of this section?
Yeah, the whole, like, he's pitching it again. This is one of the times where the accent was, you really had to kind of like, and the guy speaking so calm, the policeman that's pitching the deal to him, and so obviously he's, I'm like, all right, he's coerced into this. But once it all happens and you're seeing a clone, or are you? That's what I'm getting at. You don't really know who is who after a while, man. It's a fucking shell game. And it's by design, but I mean, it's but you'll have all these questions like, okay, it's a morality thing. Oh no, isn't it? It's which one is the clone? Oh no, it isn't. Is he really that sick? Oh, is he really that fucking? He's into it now. He likes this kind of stuff now, huh? And you just don't know,
right?
But it's right there for you to make the decision.
Well, and I know some of you, most of you that are watching will know what I'm talking about here. But when you took a document and you took it to like a Kinko's and you made a copy of it, and then you lost the original document, but you needed another copy of it, so you took the copy that you took and you take it back to Kinko's and you made another copy of it, and you keep making a copy of a copy, that the quality of it deteriorates over time.
Like
version,
Multiplicity, 1997.
Like Multiplicity, exactly. I have heard people describe this as like a very dark and fucking twisted version of Multiplicity, which I was like, yeah.
Where is it though?
Barely, I think. Barely.
That's a stretch.
But here's my question, and I'll start with Ziggy on this. When was the original destroyed?
That's my point, because when he meets the first clone, that one seemed to be a little bit more in the know than the rest of them. So I don't know if the switch happened right there, if there was a switch at all. But
so are you saying immediately?
I think they killed off the original one right away. And just on my early initial thoughts, I think the initial James was taken out. Okay. And I'll tell you why later.
Okay. On air or off air?
Probably on the air, if it's okay. If we don't fucking ruin the whole movie.
Most people were saying, two people are saying the spoilers are okay. We have warned you. We are going to mention some plot points here.
It's hard.
So.
There's just, you know what?
You can't talk about this movie without it.
It's hard. You can't.
Yeah. Colonel, what about you? When do you think they eliminated the actual original James, or do you have an opinion?
Here's the thing. To me, you really, granted, Zag noticed some stuff I might not have, because to be honest, I was only in the theater, so I did check my phone a couple times. But there's no real key indicator that they did. So I don't know. I don't know if I had a guess. Like, my main answer would be the original James survived, or until the end. I would say the clone is the one that we see at the very end. But before then, I'll say that's the original James. Well, if we get into that. But which one was he? I'm not sure. That's the hard part. I'm convinced he did get whacked. I just don't know when. I'm just going to say I think he was the craziest one, was the original James. Because they even said in the movie, when they make the clones, it transfers all the memories to the clones.
Right.
But they're always in the know.
He's going to feel guilty. He's going to feel the guilt.
Yeah. So I'm thinking it fucked the original one up so much. That's the one we see.
I like that theory. I'm not sure I buy it all the way yet. I may need another viewing of this to really, really nail it down. But
That's what I'm saying.
We just said two completely different opposite things, but what he just said to me made a whole lot of sense too. So I mean,
I think a lot of your interpretation of it, and Carrie even kind of says it, you make up your own mind regardless.
Right.
Absolutely. This is part, and Cronenberg, David and Brandon, it seems like, are both very good at setting up movies that are up to interpretation like this, because so far, I don't know. And I think part of it has to do with your view of humanity in general, and especially your view of characters like this. Like, if a character like James were to go to this island and get cloned, would he become that power hungry like he does and want to keep doing it?
I think so.
Well, just
because
he wants to be part of that group?
Well, I don't think it's really that. What initiates James joining the group, he pretty much found a groupie. Fan. Like, holy shit, that was feeding into his ego. So I think I think he was set to go day one. He just needed something to kick him in the ass and get him going in that direction.
See, I would go more along with the theory that it's one of the dumbed down ones that actually was buying into it, acting all a fool in the restaurant and all that stuff. Remember when he was starting to really get loose?
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the one I'm thinking. And I'll just say it. When he beats the shit out of the commander and with the bag on his head and pulls the bag off, he's got specific scarring on his face. That is the guy on the bus.
That's the original?
Well, he's got the scars, man. So you know what I'm saying? That it just, you don't know when that switch happened, but he's clearly not the one, because that first one, the original guy was too stuffed shirt. I don't think he could become that guy you're talking about. He was just too stuffy.
It's one, like, this is one of the reasons why I want to go see this again, because I want to look for those clues. I want to look for those scars. I want to look for those moments of the character changing before I can really dissect this movie completely.
I'm just totally fresh, and I'm seeing it. You know what I mean? And I those were the points that I went, all right, that's what I'm gonna dig into tonight. You know, depending where we end up here, and very relevant point. Absolutely. So obviously it's there and it sticks out. So, I guess it's a fucking pretty good movie if it's got us all fucking spinning around like tops over here. So.
Well, I'm thinking three completely different potentially outcomes, because
they all sound pretty good, though. I mean, everything we came up with sounds pretty sound, man.
Now, when were any of the others? Are any of the others the original, or are those clones? Like Gabby?
Well,
that's a whole other can of fucking worms, man.
Yeah, well, because like I said, we go back to that first party. One of the members of the group even asked James, "Are you sure it's really you, or are you the clone?"
Right.
So it's kind of like, I don't know if we got enough information on those guys to know. I mean, more than likely, probably not the originals.
It almost seems like they don't know. You know?
Well, that's what she says. She says, "I let it go. You should too." You know, I mean, but you can't do anything about it. You might as well live it up. That's what she's saying to him.
Yeah. I don't know. There was a part of James's character that seemed to latch on to this desire to just keep doing this almost a little too quick for me. And now I know it took a little bit, but I don't know. It didn't, and he even changed his mind later. But it seemed weird to me. So I think he was pretty much taken out almost immediately.
I don't know, man. At the same time, though, fuck it. I don't even care. I'm not going to try to be careful how I word this. Chasing pussy can make you do some fucking crazy things. I'm just saying.
Fair enough.
So you're still kind of like, I don't know.
And she was flirty and everything. Yeah, that's another whole factor you could factor into what this might be. So I guess well done.
Well, his wife was pretty hot, though. I mean, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but was she giving him fucking reach around after he got done taking a piss? Probably.
Okay,
he said it himself. She was cutting him down. They'd been together how long? 10 years.
There you
go. That shit had run its course.
All right. Speaking of the reach around, yeah, Mia Goth and James, Gabby and James, their characters have a very interesting moment fairly early on in the film. I was not quite expecting that ball to drop that quick, but hold on. If you've seen it, you know. But
Christ.
There is a scene where Mia Goth is basically jerking off Alexander Skarsgård. And now there isn't, I've heard that this is one of the main scenes that is included in the NC-17 edit. There's probably more gore, there's probably more hallucinatory scenes, especially that there's probably a little bit more in that weird twisted orgy scene that you see at one point in the second act. But do you need to see an NC-17 cut of this? Is that something you would go back to watch this movie for again, if that was the only reason you were going back for, Colonel?
I mean, I wasn't the only reason I'm going back just to watch dude get fucking jerked off, but I think
no, not that, but just for the cut in general.
The cut in general, I would definitely like to see it again just to see how more fucked up it can be, and maybe maybe there's some good plot points that got cut because of how the scenes were filmed and how they were trying to get that rated R rating.
Maybe, yeah. How about you, Zig?
I'll tell you what. I mean, they give you a little disclaimer warning before the movie starts if you're like an epileptic type person.
I thought I was playing a video game for a second. I thought I just booted up the PlayStation.
So an uncut version with more of that shit in there could be a little too much, But I think I would wait for the rental at that point.
Right.
I don't think I'm going to go just because I don't need to see Skarsgård jerked off either, and but there is a ton of shit. You really got to watch those scenes when the lights are flashing and stuff. There's a lot of goofy shit going on, and it's gonna haunt me for the rest of my life.
Yeah, there's one guy just spanking it crazily in the corner anyway, all by himself in some of those scenes, and some weird nipple play.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was when
there was some weird shit in there. Yeah.
What is going on?
J-Dad says, chasing pussy can make you do some crazy shit. Proverbs, verse 2, chapter 7.
The Book of Colonel. It'll be available at bookstores everywhere.
No, it won't. Not everywhere.
It'll be available on Amazon. You can get anything fucking published nowadays.
That'll be available at Christie's Toy Boxes?
Yeah.
Just to get you... J-Dad also says, here's a good question. If you clone yourself, who's to say that the new clone isn't the real you? Like, part of the process could be that thing that makes you transcends to the new clone without you knowing.
Bro, what you just said there, if you go into that mindset into this movie, and you'll do just fine.
So the original version is just basically destroyed once you create the new clone. So it doesn't really matter if you destroy the original that way. Would that explanation help make this movie? Would that make it more entertaining, or do you like the fact that you don't really know, Ziggy?
I think it helps the mystique of it. I mean, obviously, look at us. We're all dissecting this in different ways, and it's still sounding pretty good what we're chopping up here. So, just this glass onion is full, man. It's a lot of layers on it, and I just think, I don't think we want to keep it this way in the mystique. Keep it in the shroud of it. I think that helps.
Same thought, Colonel?
Oh, yeah. I like the mystique. Coin the phrase Zag used earlier. I'd like to consider myself not a simpleton. I kind of like to think. I'm a thinker. Give me something to think about. Let me try to figure this out.
Right.
especially with a movie like this. Now, obviously, if I'm seeing a slasher, make it as dumb as fucking possible. I don't need a story. Just give me a good fucking movie. This, I want to think. I like movies like this.
Mm-hmm.
It fits my fucking nature. I want to think. I want to figure it out. Keep it a mystery, and it's turned into a pretty good fucking conversation between the three of us. Honestly, much better than I thought it would be.
Right. I mean, I'm telling you, if it engages you in that first 25 minutes, you're on for a ride, man, and it is pretty cool. But not to say it doesn't have its issues. There are some parts that it's almost like, well, what are we doing? What happened?
You talking about the dog on a leash?
Well, I mean, I even that plays into the dumbing down as well, you know.
Wait, you think that was the
That's
original?
what I'm saying. I think that's the original. I think he got cloned so many times it fucked his head up. And then the last one, based on a certain scene, I think is the newest clone. Because he's kind of like a baby, if you catch my drift. Yes.
Actually, fuck, I missed that comment. I saw it, but there's two comments that are kind of ironic that you guys are saying right now. Carrie says, a clone gangbang? LOL. That is offered.
Yes.
That is actually... you don't see that, but it is offered.
Oh, you don't know?
Well, you see...
You get blinks. You
see not like two of the same, though, do you?
Oh, right.
Well,
Yeah. No.
They're wearing fucking masks, though.
Yeah, you can't tell, though. It could be.
Yeah, that's
Who
true.
knows?
More left to the imagination.
Right.
I left my imagination on the back of the seat in front of me.
Huh.
I'm just fucking.
Kind of like the NC-17 version of this.
That's right.
And then S&M says, I have nipples, Crank. Could you milk me?
What the hell is the matter with you anyway?
Exactly. Yeah, there is an offer from Gabby that says, why don't you and your clone come over and both fuck me or something like that. So, and Colonel immediately says, I'm on my way.
I'm game.
Yeah.
Fucking count me in.
Sign me up.
Shit, I didn't give that motherfucker a high five.
When she shows up for conventions, that'll be her photo op.
You know what, dude? That just made me think of something, though, that may harm or help Colonel's theory or mine, you know?
Go ahead.
Which version ran into that room and got that offer?
Which version what now?
Of the dude, you know, of Skarsgård.
Right.
You know, he ran off and she was like, come on, don't be a baby, you know, and come on, I'll get the double and we'll both fuck you. That
right.
Which version was hiding at that point?
Oh. Well, it would have had to have been a clone. If at least in Colonel's thought, it would have almost had to have been a clone, because shortly after that, then we see the original on the leash, maybe.
So 2 or 4?
2 or 3 or 4.
So it could have been 5 or 6. Like it's.
God damn it! They're gonna force me to go see this motherfucker again because there's just I have too many questions that I just can't pinpoint them.
Let's all go see it tonight after this. No, it's a bizarre film. Now, without saying too much about the ending, if we can, at least, how did you feel about the ending? Because that was, I didn't think that's how that was going to go. To be honest, I didn't know what to expect, but I did not see that one coming. Ziggy?
Yeah, that once he was on the phone and stuff, I was like, oh, okay. Oh, well, yeah. Look at this. Look at this. He's gonna. Are we getting possibly a happy ending here? And then it's
right.
No, but it's not as dreadful or grim as you might think. It's interesting, but not surprising. And that's not spoiling anything. That was pretty good.
There you go.
Yeah.
Colonel.
No.
Go ahead, Colonel. Fucking shit right on. Put a drop of turd right on this.
I probably fucking will, because the ending is where they lost me a little bit.
Okay.
The whole third act. Because
Yes.
I thought it was acted well, even, and then, like Crank said, we went over the fucking top with the third act. As most horror movies do. I'm aware of that fact.
Mhm.
But I did not think it was necessary or needed or even wanted in this film. It just sucks because one part I started laughing because I thought it was a mistake and they left it in the film, but then it ended up being a plot point. I'm like, okay, never mind. But it just the only thing I liked, just really thinking about it, was the normalcy towards the very end. Then you get your strange ending, but where it's just like, all right, it was nice to meet you. Hope you come back. And they're talking about fucking babysitters and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that was good.
Mhm.
That entire third act, that little fucking 5 minutes,
Flip the switch.
was good. Yeah, it was a switch flip.
Because it seems like this is their annual or maybe semi-annual, biannual escape.
Oh, they clearly come here and people get fucked up the whole time they're around that place.
Right.
The whole time. That's what I mean. These are sickos. It's a whole band of fucking sickos that.
But this cult, comes together every year to do
Now,
this.
one thing is moving towards the third act. Is we already talked about it when James was kind of hiding, kind of going towards that. The resort was having their celebration. Did anybody see that pair of slacks just dancing by itself?
No.
It's fucking amazing. Because they were doing that Bollywood musical stage act.
I saw that. Yeah.
They were the slacks. It was a joke.
Okay.
Because I thought it was funny. So it's like,
okay. I thought you were going through that joke. Go ahead and laugh, Patricia. I thought you were heading that route, but then with this movie, I wouldn't be fucking surprised if that was going on.
I was just going like, I kind of dialed in on that Bollywood stage. I didn't see no fucking pants. What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay.
Greatest horror movie of all time.
I like Slack.
Get the fuck out of here.
I liked it. I thought it was good.
All right. J-Dead says, sounds like it could be in the same genre as Primer. And I don't mean it's a time travel movie, but it makes you consider if life of a copy or clone is valued in the same way as an original, and where does that line get crossed?
And, well, how about becoming numb to empathy and, what's the other
Humanity.
word? Just being a complete, it doesn't matter. It's almost laughing at the misfortune and despair of others.
They are at one point. Yeah, absolutely. Patricia says, I'm glad I'm high right now. BK says, I feel like I'm tripping listening to this. Good.
When you watch the movie, as a sober person, I highly suggest if you can get high watching it, get high before you watch it.
I was in the theater by myself, so the hash pipe may have made an appearance or two, and I was just blowing it into my sleeve of my hoodie, but I am not confirming or denying.
Why does that not surprise me?
Exactly. Tarek says, I think Cronenberg was watching The Sixth Day and his creative fuckery switched on. Maybe.
I mean, it's certainly a trip.
Patricia hears the Colonel's cat entering the DCS zone. Come on in, Elvira. You're still a beloved part of the DCS. Face. And J-Dad says, I agree with Patricia. I'm high as fuck.
Yeah.
All right. Here's a question I just kind of thought of. Colonel, if Ziggy or I were cloned, could you tell?
No. Because are we talking about the world of Infinity
Pool? In the world of Infinity Pool, could you tell?
Unless you guys got fucked up along the way before you got cloned, no, there'd be no fucking way because they're the same person to me. There was no difference. To me, no, there's no way.
No,
you have the same memories and everything. You're literally you.
Okay. Ziggy, could you tell if either Colonel or I were cloned?
Like the characters said in the movie, they didn't know. We don't know. And we wouldn't know.
Well, if one of you guys got walked in on a leash, I think I would say, something's gone weird here.
Maybe I'm just into that shit now, and you guys don't know about it. I'll tell you.
That's only a few bottles of Sailor Jerry, I think, for you.
Dude, that's just bottom shelf shit, and I'm good.
Yeah.
No, I ain't doing any of that bottom shelf shit.
Hey, $18 or less.
18 shots? No, does not matter. No.
What?
18 shots?
What?
18 shots.
Yeah!
There we go. All right. I'd like to think I would notice something about one of you two.
Well, I think we'd all like to think we would notice, but and that's the thing, because I know when you go see this, you're going to be thinking the same thing I was right away. Right when you get into this clone bullshit, you're going to spend 15 minutes going,
Who was the original?
I wonder if that was him right there. And then all of a sudden you got the guy talking to him going, yeah, I don't fucking know if I'm the clone or not. And you're like, oh. And they just kind of throw it right in your face.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. I think it's pretty much close to doing a... do you have any other topics you'd like to dive into here, Colonel, before we start a rating?
Nah, I think I made an idiot of myself enough tonight. I'm good.
How about you, Ziggy?
Yeah, we got a lot, and ironically, we didn't ruin everything. We didn't even get that bad.
Oh no, there's
so
several
much
scenes
more.
we didn't even talk about at all.
There's a ton. So if we've piqued any interest at all, go ahead, go see it, and fuck, just for the sake of supporting an independent horror like this or an up and comer, go see it.
Yeah. Well, Patricia says DCS, the vape pen, could be a merchandise item we need to look into.
Put the sticker on. Fucking
You cheap fucking bastard. Jesus
bastard.
Christ.
I got an engraver right here. What do you want me to write?
Tarek says, that's why I agree with J-Dead's primer vibes. A bunch of versions of the same person and how messed up the differences could get. I think there'd be something off. You know, even as there were some things that were off, but
These two guys are going to go see it and come back with completely different interpretations as well. You know, and
And they
it's
might.
very possible.
They might, absolutely. Patricia says, if Colonel was cloned and didn't say fuck a lot, I would be concerned.
Ain't that the fucking truth?
There we go. All right, and God damn it. J-Dad says, I've heard the only way to tell the difference between clones and real is you got to taste the taint. Then I will just, with these two guys, I will just live in ignorance and let them figure it out on their own.
Yes, on that one, I just got to say.
Wrong, sir. Wrong.
All right. Colonel, 1 to 10, or 0 to 10, rate this movie, Infinity Pool.
Fuck, man. Like I said, it's a mind fuck. Even discussing it with you fuckers tonight. See, I even put that fuck in there for Patricia. I'm still like, what the hell was that?
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know. 3-4 days later, I don't know. But it was really good. It was well acted, confusing. I actually really dug the cinematography in some of the shots, especially there's a scene in the restaurant where you're getting close-ups on eyes and mouths and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It just, the cinematography took so many different fucking directions in this movie. It's just so fucking different all the way through. Like I said, it's very entertaining at times, very boring at times, and the ending left a lot to be desired. We still didn't get any answers, even at the end. No fucking answers. Fuck, man, I don't know. This could change in the future, but at this point, I'm going to give it a 6.5. It was entertaining. I'll probably watch it one more time, especially if it's an NC-17 cut.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think I'm done with it. I'll fast forward that scene. And I'll just
All right, Ziggy. What about you? 0 to 10, rank Infinity Pool, or rate Infinity Pool.
I really, really wish I had a couple more days to process this, but it is what it is. Yeah, the third act really takes a sharp turn, and not in a good way. And although the ending is acceptable and satisfying and kind of supports, it's one of these wilder clones. That's probably what's left. Just because you'll see when you see it. I'm okay with it. It's not super. It's not like a drop an anvil on your stomach kind of, ending, Night of the Living Dead, whatever, something like that. But I'm pretty much simpatico with Colonel on the score, though, 6.5, I think. And that's, I have to, I may, after a couple of days, something hits me and I really have a revelation with it, I'll revisit it and I'll force a new score on it. But I don't see it really happening like that. 6.5.
I completely agree with the Colonel, and I was going to say basically the exact same thing. That this is probably my rating is probably going to change at some point once I get to see this a second time and maybe even a third time. But yeah, earlier today, I was kind of determined to give this a 5. And I was going to stick with that and just be like, look, it's going to go up or down one way or the other after I watch this a second time. But as I kept thinking about it and taking notes on it today and coming up with questions and going through the homework that I go through before these shows, self-imposed homework, by the way, I kept thinking, well, no, I like this a little bit more than a 5. I like this a little bit more than a 6, And the score kind of kept going up for me the more I thought about it. And the more I felt that this was such a twisted movie with so many layers to it that it's definitely going to take more time. And you know what? I'm going to adjust my score just slightly. I'm going to stick with these guys. I'm going to go down to a 6.5 right now for my score tonight. But I have a feeling in a couple weeks that's going to be different. So... yeah, I don't know, man. It's such a bizarre film, and some people are going to love it, and some people are going to hate it, as with almost every fucking horror film. But I'm kind of shocked that this scored as high for all of us right now as it did, honestly. I figured at least one of us would be one of those, there's bullshit. Bullshit.
No, like I said, once you start, your brain starts, man, and then they start shaking the room around on you and pointing you this way, and then you're like, oh, well, wait a minute, what about this over here? And you come back and you're all over the fucking place. And then they start getting high on the shit and tripping out and having hallucinations. Oh, it's
right.
You got no chance.
No, and if everybody wants to see this movie, by all means, I highly suggest watching this at the theater, your first viewing. This is definitely a theater movie.
The sound
design and the big screen, you can kind of soak it all in.
Yes, the sound design it's set up for a theater screening, because I mean, I'm not talking just surround sound with stuff popping out. There's plenty of that. We're talking volume and shit like that. So, and it matters. So yeah, shit, it's another whole aspect of this fucking thing. I need to reevaluate, because I couldn't really pay attention to the music that close with all the fucking visual going on.
Right. Well, but like I mentioned earlier, I don't know if I would recommend this to very many people. You know what I mean?
No, not at all. What do you mean?
The body harm horror crowd is going to like this. I think the name alone sells it for them, though. So
sure, Cronenberg's name being attached, absolutely it does. Well, like Faze. I was talking to Faze last night, and he was like, should I go watch this before I watch the show tomorrow night? And I was like, well, we are going to do some spoilers. We're going to try to keep it as clean as possible, but I can't tell you to go, you know? And now he's like, well,
I'll say this.
After hearing this, I think I will go see this one as well.
I'm glad I saw it. I am glad, because I was almost pushing it. If I would have got... I've been fucking around getting tabs and plates and shit for a car all day today. And it came right down to... I left the lot at 4:15. The show started at 4:30. I walked in when the John Wick 4 trailer hit. So
nice.
I just made it.
Yeah, because I'll be completely honest with you guys. Went into this cold. I was kind of hoping we wouldn't even fucking review it. I was hoping other things would have fallen in place. When I didn't hear anything come Friday, and a bit of bad luck turned into good luck, I'm like, you know what? I better get to the fucking theater to see this fucking movie today. This is probably the only chance I'll get this weekend.
Right.
So,
no,
and I'm not disappointed. I'm not disappointed.
I'm not disappointed.
Is I got a Regal gift card, and I fucking forgot it.
I forgot my VIP card, and he was like, "What's your phone number, man?" Punch that shit in. Full credit.
That's what you say. Oh, I forgot.
I smoked too much. I can't remember my phone number.
I know my own. Sometimes you got to think. You never call yourself, you know? Who calls themselves?
You could just save it on your screen, on your home screen.
It's cool. I knew the number. It was fine.
Okay. Well, just in case there, Grandpa.
Yes.
You start losing it or whatever. All right. Patricia says, hopefully there will be a sequel to clear things up. No, I don't want a sequel to this. I don't see this becoming... And
I disagree. I think I don't want it, but there is something there.
Well, see, and I disagree with you. I don't think. I think this is a perfect standalone movie. I don't think we need a sequel for this.
I agree. I don't want a
sequel. I think it should be just about the resort.
Yes, but
there's not a whole lot of people still there, so it's like.
But they come back and they're hey. Now he's the homebody. Now he's the fucking tour guide, whatever, you know.
You said the resort, and I had flashbacks.
I know, dude. Don't ever say resort, please.
All right. Oh, and Rosie's here. What's up, Rosie?
Hey.
She says, hi, darn, she says, darn, I'm late.
Well, you missed all the spoilers for Infinity Pool, so there's that.
Yeah.
Recap the scores for 6.5.
6.5 all the way around right now. So I think she was here for our ratings, but
it's open ended. We're leaving it with the option to raise or lower this one.
Yeah, and Tarek even says, I get the feeling that your collective scores are going to spiderweb from here. And they probably will. I may hate this on second viewing.
You know what? This isn't a movie I'm ever going to hate because there's too much in it that I was entertained about. So just that third act that kind of lost me a little bit. But again, it finishes off to where I was like, all right. I was okay with it. Yep.
Here we go. Something else about the third act. Just hit me. All right, when they're James, all that annoying shit. Where the fuck did they get a bucket of fried chicken that fucking quick? The wine I can understand. They probably had that shit in the trunk.
Yeah.
But she just chilling. I'm like, where the fuck she get that chicken from?
They were already moving down and just pull into the fucking drive-through. It's right here. Everyone.
They may have just stopped at the drive-thru, yeah.
And you know what, dude? You want to be gross? That shit was in the trunk too from last night or something.
Fuck it. Who cares if you get food poisoning and die? Make a new one.
We'll just make a new one.
Exactly. Make a new one.
Oh my God. And where did it go? There it is. And my buddy Zach is here. Zach Lindley. He says it's no violent night. Dude, are you still here? If you are, hope you're doing well, man. It's been a while. One of my musician buddies that lives down in Texas now.
I would agree. It's no violent night.
It's no violent night.
Just can't even compare that shit.
No. Rosie wants to know, is this a movie new theater release? It is a new theater release. It's not. It'll probably be streaming in about 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. Yeah. But as Ziggy was saying, I think Colonel may have said this too, or actually I think Colonel said it first. See it in the theater.
Yes.
So
the sound design matters. It's very much theater design. I mean, a lot of things say that. I never say that. For this, I'm fucking saying it.
Yeah. And Tarek says, what they need to do is release like a dozen different cuts of Infinity Pool. Fuck no. No.
Now, what if they did one for each clone? Like, you got a different story as they went.
Oh man.
Or how about the like Clue, the movie ending, where it had like 4 or 5 different endings?
How about Avengers Infinity Pool?
Right, you just got us kicked off the air from Disney. Fucking you said Avengers.
Oh fuck! I
I
snapped.
said
My
Avengers.
bad.
Damn it! I said it again.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, Dave's here. He popped in to say real quick, how's everyone? Just at work.
Dave.
What's up, brother?
What's up, Dave?
Oh, he even checked on me last night. Make sure I was.
Yeah. He was encouraging us fucking with you, though. I'll say that too.
Speaking of, BK says, I'm just glad the Colonel wasn't found in a bathtub with a toaster. Nope. Not this year.
No, like I said, dude, lifelong Bengals fan. I've seen worse fucking football. After I talked myself off the ledge, it's like, yeah, you know what? Losing the AFC Championship game is not that bad.
Now, Dave,
I'm not going to do it. I was going to say, I'm going to put out a prediction. I'm not doing it. I won't do it. I'm leaving this. This is your trip, dude, because I don't want you fucking with me when my Lions take off.
Yeah. You're not going to be alive for that. Holy shit, dude.
Baby.
We're not even going to be on the air in 2062. What are you talking about? And I'm being optimistic for the Lions.
There's a better chance of not seeing Mia Goth's nipple in the next movie.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Anything else that we want to add on here before we wrap it up?
Rosa asked a question here, and I have to look at the calendar.
Oh, the next one. Okay, Rosie wants to know, what's the next movie you're looking forward to? Looking forward to?
Yeah,
so off the top of my head, I'm going to go with Evil Dead Rise. I'm sure there's some releases before then, but off the top of my head, that's the one I'm looking forward to the most.
Doesn't something come out in February?
Well, the next one that we're reviewing is going to be Cocaine Bear. That will be February 27th.
God damn it.
But
I saw a trailer for that today, and I was just like...
It just looks bizarre.
Are you really going to make us watch this, people? Do you really, really want us to watch this? I mean, maybe we can get a fucking fan vote. Maybe they'll vote it down.
Dude, I actually want to see this. Fuck you.
God damn it.
Man.
I say Evil Dead Rise as well.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go just a week before Evil Dead Rise and say Renfield. As ridiculous as it fucking looks, I'm curious about what Renfield's gonna be like, because I like Nicholas Hoult. I'm not a huge Nicolas Cage fan, but I've heard his role is limited. So, yeah, there we go. I'm curious about that one.
And then, of course, Salem's Lot, a little bit further up the road.
Right.
That's what I want.
Dude, if it even comes out this fucking year, bro. I'm just saying.
Good God.
Dude, just watch it, and then it could end up in that category. That could be fun.
Yeah. Ariel says, I was on the fence about seeing this one. 6.5 is a decent rating, but the way you guys are describing it, it doesn't sound that great. I know, Ariel, we haven't seen a lot of movies together, but we've talked about some. I don't think this is in your wheelhouse at all. So take that for what it is. You may go and fucking love it. I don't know, but...
No. Ooh.
But Ariel also says Evil Dead Rise. She's excited for that one. So, all right. One last time, I do want to thank our members for helping us out all the time. Check out deathcursesociety.com. Figure out how you can become a member, if you can become a member. If you're not, just subscribe, like our videos, like our channel, like our social media on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. But thanks to our final girls and guys. And what?
OnlyFans. I didn't tell you guys that, but yeah.
Oh, did you start an OnlyFans already? All right, cool.
Oh,
For us.
That should be exciting.
People are paying me to take it off. Like, just shut down the page. It's fucking amazing.
Oh yeah, they pay you to put clothes back on.
Pretty much.
rim shot.
All right. Thanks to our final girls, Chris, Lorena, Christy, Patricia, Tanya, and Tyrone. Why does this always derail here at the end? And our crazy Ralphs, Raymond, and our camp counselors, S. Michael, Stacy Lynn, Orlando, Kiara, and Dave. All right. Colonel, send them out for the night.
Holy shit, I got to go first?
You do, I guess.
Fucking A. All right, well, you guys are going to see this video 800 more times, but February is action fucking packed for Monday Maniacs.
Let me run it for him.
Just fucking don't do it. Don't do it. Use it for a commercial break next week, because next week is the return of our interactive horror trivia game, the best one on the internet. If you don't know, now you know. Be sure to tune in to Curse Your Luck. First place prize is a Terrifier 2 steelbook that may or may not contain Crank's dried DNA.
It's sealed, bitch!
Yeah, you sealed it twice.
All right. Now I'm just rubbing.
We're going to the fucking Super Bowl!
At least they made it last year. But anyway, so on that note, and it's the middle of winter. People, we're all stuck inside. So please make sure you're washing your dick and not getting sick. And don't smell like a scuba Steve. Use Summer's Eve. I need a new fucking sign off. That's like so 20.
No, you don't.
I disagree, man.
No, you don't.
Can't ever get rid of that shit.
Ziggy.
I'm going to double down on the Curse Your Luck. We need players, folks. We got Jay. He said he's in. I think that's at least 2, but I'd like to line up a few years and get it in.
Patricia.
Patricia wants to do it. And there's a few more that have asked to do it again, too, if we need to. But, I mean, we need to make it happen. And you guys want a good prize, so we're going to get your requests in right now, man. Like, hit the page, hit everything. Just say, hey, I want to play. We're going to put a Curse Your Luck post up right away. Put it on there so we know, and make sure you're available next Monday. We're doing it. It's on. It's time. Other than that, thank you so much. Thanks for putting up with our dissecting this crazy-ass fucking movie. And ton more shit coming your way. We're hitting a con coming up again. We're already back in season. Fuck.
7 weeks, it looks like.
7 weeks? Damn, man.
But
Cobra Kai, they're all there.
They're going to be there. That's fucking weird.
Ralph Macchio is going to be there.
I'm not excited for that at all.
I'm not excited either. That's good, though. That'll divert a bunch of fucking people away from some of the stuff we might want to see or get, you know?
No, that'll just mean there are more people there, especially on Saturday.
There's only so many
to get in the way.
Motherfucker, they're sold out already. Anyhow, we're going. We'll see them. If someone wants to, us to do the crane kick, I don't know. We'll put up a, GoFundMe for that. I'll get arrested. I'll do it. I'll step right up there and.
Don't crane kick.
Yes.
Macchio, please.
We reach enough. There's enough there to make it worth it. We'll be back next week. It's Curse Your Luck time. I'm stoked. We got a fucking badass load of questions. It's time to play. It's time to give someone some Terrifier swag. We got more than the DVD, There's more than that. You didn't know that.
That's the grand prize.
That's the grand prize, right? We have more.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Yeah. Go. Would you stop? Rosie says, GoFundMe for medical bills. No, more like GoFundMe for bail so we can get Ziggy out of jail for that assault charge.
Power bombed by a couple of security guards real fast.
Probably Raymond. Raymond may have to.
You know what? That's our end, though. He'll just kind of be standing there and right when it's about to happen, he goes, "Oh, what's going on over here? I don't know what happened."
No, then he'd have to power bomb you, man.
Yeah, he'd have. Maybe he would sell it, though. You know what I mean? He'd kind of cushion it so I didn't break my neck. I would do it.
Like these guys said, it's about time somebody else takes the brunt of the joke for once. So I got my ass kicked in that goddamn plastic bubble.
That was fun, man.
That was fun, but it hurt.
Hey, I took one too, dude. I know, man. That shit rattles you around when you get blasted in those things.
I wouldn't know because
Colonel, you would have ran right through.
That's what I'm saying. There's no, I'm not.
You know what I'm saying? When someone like breaks when they're playing pool, cue ball goes straight through and everything goes flying everywhere. That's what it would be like.
We got to find one of those places in Cincinnati.
I don't
Can't
know.
think of anything off the top of my head.
They had them around here for a while, but it passed on.
Yeah. All right, gang, thanks for watching. Thanks for spending your Monday with us. We always enjoy Mondays, mostly for you guys and getting to hang out with you and talk movies and talk horror. And yeah, next week, Curse Your Luck. The week after that, the top 5 of 1975. Then we got Tom McLaughlin on the 20th, and then our Cocaine Bear review on the 27th. So we have got a full fucking February all lined up for you, and it's just for you guys. So thanks for tuning in. We will check you all out on the next one.
We're going to the fucking Super Bowl!
In this house.
If you guys are in this house, you're fucking dead.
I had to do it. I had to do it one last time. See you guys. Woo!
Just in the middle of a dream. I was kissing Valentino by a crystal blue Italian stream. But I can't be late, 'cause then I guess I just